Howdy, y'all, and welcome to The Rock, where it's Western Wednesday and the Morehead City Marlins are gearing up for a cross-divisional showdown with the Forest City Owls. I got my partners here with me. That's Trey Kenas, that's Lance Williams, and I'm Christian Dahms, previewing tonight's CPL showdown. And Lance, this is a red-hot Marlins team. 4-game winning streak, their longest of the season, and last time out against the Wilmington Sharks, it was a really strong showing.
It absolutely was a 5-0 shutout win of Wilmington. Yes, this Morehead City team, they just had the day off after having 8 games in 7 days. I'm sure that day of rest was well needed. But yes, 4 straight wins entering this one, the shutout win over Wilmington. It was surprising. The further along that they got into that long stretch of games, it seems like they just got better. And they're playing a Forest City team that's 9-3, the only 3-loss team left in the CPL. Should be a good matchup.
Yeah, and you talk about last time out against the Sharks, a 5-0 win. The pitching looked absolutely spectacular. Spencer Cipro, Drew Iverson, Jake Kramer coming in to shut the door. Shutout innings of 9 between all of them, Trey. How good has this pitching staff looked throughout this win streak?
I want to first, before we talk about the win streak, go back to that losing streak. So I think that builds off of what we've seen out of the bullpen. You go back to that 4-game losing streak, and that bullpen really struggled on closing door. You go to Tri-City, Wilson twice. 3 out of those 4 games you were walked off against, right? So you now go to this 4-game winning streak. You go back to last night, right? Shutout over 9 innings. But over the course of the 4 games, all final 3 innings in each of those 4 games in that winning streak have all been shut out of the bullpen. So I think we've seen, as Lance was alluding to earlier, just this group getting better over the course of these games and ultimately resulting in that shutout 9-inning performance against Wilmington. So I really think that's something we've talked about all season long, and now we're seeing it put into motion where this group is really coming together on one on the offensive and defensive side.
13 strikeouts against the Sharks. That was also a season high. And tonight getting the start for Morehead City, a bit of a surprise. Well, maybe not as much because he's already started a game earlier this season, but the two-way lefty Nick Surse getting the start against the Forest City Owls. Lance, what can we expect from the big lefty on the mound?
You mentioned he's a two-way player. A lot of people hear the name Nick Surse, they think a big, hard-hitting first baseman, and you're absolutely right. But Surse is a guy who has a lot of pitching experience his past 6 years in college, whether it be with Alfred State or American International College. And Surse, this will be his 3rd outing as a pitcher. 2nd as a starter. We saw him pitch on Saturday against Greenville right here at home. And that was an interesting game, Christian. That was a game that was delayed by rain by an hour. Jackson Bergman was the slated starter, and instead Surse came in as an opener. And I think it's interesting with the concert today, that 7:30 first pitch time might be a little fluid, so Surse might come in as an opener again just to give way for the guy who might be going 4 or 5 innings later on. But Surse, 86-mile-per-hour fastball, solid for a guy who does both hitting and pitching. And I'm excited to see what he'll do tonight because all 7 batters he's faced, he's retired them.
Yeah, that is a pretty good thing to mention, Lance. And Surse, we know his success on the offensive side, but has done pretty well from the mound in the limited time he's seen as a pitcher. But he'll have a tough task, Trey, going up tonight against the Forest City Owls team that has the best record in the Western Division of the CPL, 9-3. What can we expect from the Owls offense?
Yeah, Christian, I would argue Forest City's almost as hot as Morehead City is coming into this contest prior to both of those last contests for those teams. Both teams are riding 3-game winning streaks. So you look at this group, and really it's just complimentary baseball top to bottom. They're top 5 in offensive OPS, batting average, slugging percentage, on-base percentage, and then as likewise with WHIP and ERA are both top 5. So they really did get it done on both sides. If I'm looking at this group from the offensive end, it really starts and ends with Dylan Kuntz, 2-time CPL All-Star. He's hitting .404 through just 8 games this season. They returned 4 All-Stars from last year's group. I mean, this too really has done a great job at reloading, and they're off to a hot start this season. It comes at no surprise that when you return those guys that you're playing at that level of competition.
2 of the top teams of the CPL going at it at the Rock tonight, but not before George Burge comes to perform a concert before that game. Lance, should be a pretty exciting concert. How do you feel going into it?
Yeah, George Burge, a little country star coming to the Rock. I'm sure the community will love it. Personally, not the biggest country guy, but I'll still stay tuned. I know Trey, he'll be more excited for it.
Yeah, I know, Trey. You got the jeans and the cowboy boots. I'm not sure the people who are watching can see, but Trey, I know you're a big country guy. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the concert.
Yeah, I can't, see what I'm more excited for, whether or not it's broadcasting this game tonight or enjoying the country concert. I know you two aren't, so I'll have to carry the weight on my shoulders, but I'll do that probably.
I mean, I try to match up your game, Trey. I got the cowboy hat with me. Thanks to Chayton Beck, by the way, for grabbing it out of the back of his truck. but it should be a really exciting matchup between the Owls and the Marlins. First pitch, because of the concert, is at 7:30, a little bit later than usual, but you could still catch these two guys on the call on Flow Sports. We'll see you there.